Hello everyone and welcome to today's session on Selenium WebDriver with Python. When there is a discussion about web testing tools, Selenium is surely one of the best in the field to help developers with the automation testing. Hence, the demand for Selenium web testers is on the rise and it is only going to increase in the future exponentially. Now, before we discuss our today's agenda, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon. So first, we'll study about what is Selenium WebDriver. Moving ahead, we will discuss about Selenium Python installation. Then, we will discuss about best practices for Selenium automation. Moving ahead, we will discuss about location strategies. And finally, we'll conclude our session with a hands-on. So let's start with what is Selenium WebDriver. The language bindings and the actual implementations of the unique browser controlling the code are referred to as Selenium WebDriver. WebDriver is basically intended to provide a more straightforward and condensed programming interface. Selenium version 2.0 included the first iteration of Selenium WebDriver. Only IDE, RC, and Grid were included in Selenium version 1. The first version of this software, however, RC has been deprecated and moved to the legacy package with the introduction of Selenium version 3. Test scripts for the WebDriver can be created in any of the supported programming languages and executed directly in the majority of the current web browsers. WebDriver supports C#, Java, Perl, PHP, Python, and Ruby. Selenium is an effective technology for automating the browsers and controlling the web browsers through a software. It is functional across all major browsers and operating systems. Its script may be written in a number of languages. As I have told you earlier, it can be in Python, Java, C# or other. For our purposes, we will use Python today. WebDriver, web element and unit testing with Selenium are just few topics in order to understand Selenium. Now, let me discuss why Selenium is so popular. Because it is open source and portable. Selenium is a web testing basically framework that is both open source and portable. Selenium is a set of tools and DSL, which stands for domain specific language, that is used to run various types of tests. It is basically simpler to comprehend and use. Selenium instructions are grouped into distinct classes, which makes them simpler to comprehend and use. Less work and stress for the testers. As previously indicated, testing repeatedly test cases on each and every new build almost takes up no time at all. As a result, the tester's workload is lighter. It is also cost saving for the clients in the business. The business must pay the salaries of the testers, which is avoided by using automated testing tools. Now, let's study about Selenium Python installation. So, I will be using PyCharm IDE for demonstrating the Selenium WebDriver automation. So without further ado, let's install PyCharm first. So what I will be doing first, I will be typing the PyCharm all over here in the Google Chrome. So as you can see, we are navigated to the JetBrains IDE. So basically PyCharm is a JetBrains IDE and we are on the JetBrains website, and as you can see all over here, okay, so we have the community edition written all over here. So I'm just gonna put the download. Since I have already installed it, so I don't need to install again. But for you, you can just click the download button and your PyCharm would be downloaded. The browser we will be using is Chrome. So let's install the Chrome WebDriver. So I will provide you the link in the description box where you can download your respective Chrome driver. Okay, so but before that, it should be noted that you should be aware of what version of Chrome you are using. So you can check your version of your Chrome just by clicking here. Okay, then go to the settings. Okay, then at the down, as you can see, it's written about Chrome. So my version is 1.07. So when I will be downloading our respective Chrome driver, it should be noted that the version should be 1.07 written all over here. I will show you just in a second. So after clicking the link, you will get this kind of thing all over here. So you have to select your respective Chrome version. So mine version is 1.07. So let me see where is the folder. So as you can see, we have two versions all over here. That is 107 0.5 304 and 107 53.18. Okay. Now we'll go to the settings and see. So it's written 63. So you can do a certain approximation that you can download 118 or 62. Both will work fine. Okay. So any one of them you can download. For me, it's the same case. So suppose you are using 106. So you can download your respective Chrome driver of that version if the version of your Chrome is 106. Similarly goes for the respective versions. Now just click on it and you will be downloading it. So let me show you. Suppose I install this. So here I have to select Chrome driver.windows if my machine is Windows. Otherwise you can go for your Mac respective of your bit size. So, but it already shows it all over here that we have 32-bit size. No worry, even if your system is 64-bit, it's gonna work fine respectively. Now just click on this and then you can see the download will happen. Now let's proceed to our PyCharm ID and do some configurations. Now as you can see, we all have navigated to our PyCharm ID. Okay, now just click on the file and create a new project. Okay. So be sure that you have your interpreter installed, and I will show you also to configure how to do your interpreter settings. Now since I have already installed our interpreter, so I don't have to do it, just I have to click on the create button and create it. Either you can also name your project. Suppose we are doing Selenium testing, so I'm gonna write Selenium. Now just click on the create button. So our new project will be created. Okay. Now as you can see all over here that we have done and created our new project. Okay. Now you can see the name of our project is Python project Selenium. Okay. Now go to the file. Okay. So as you can see there will be a settings option. Click on the settings. Now just click on the project which you have. Now here you can see the Python interpreter. Just click on it. Now as you can see all over here we have the Python interpreter. Now if you don't have the interpreter, just click on the add interpreter and you can update to your local or your updated interpreter, such as I'm using 3.1. So you can also do the same. Okay. Similarly, just click on adding the interpreter and then click OK. So your interpreter will get added. Now in this way, initially if you are first time downloading the project for Selenium using the PyCharm, then you can follow this process to configure your interpreter. Okay, now I will show you how to install the Selenium. Now here is a plus button, just click on it. Now here you type Selenium. Fine, just click on it and you see all over here it's written install the package. So just click on it. So your Selenium package will be installed very quickly. Now we will wait for some time till our installation is completed. Now as you can see all over here that our package Selenium has been installed successfully. Now, the second and the most important thing what we are going to do is to provide our path for our project for the Chrome WebDriver. Now, let me show you how we'll be doing it. Now, let me show you how we are going to provide our path. But first, let's extract our Chrome driver. So as you can see all over here, here is a Windows 32 file. Okay, so I'm just going to click all over here and I'm just going to do extract. Okay, so just click on the extract. Okay, so it's gonna go to extract and we are going to go to a respective folder where we want to extract it. So to our project directory we are going to forward it. So let's see where our project is. Okay, so we'll go to the C. Okay, that is users and then we have our project called project Selenium all over here. Okay, just click on it and here our respective folder it's gonna get added. So as you can see all over here we have added our respective Chrome driver all over here. Okay, so it's showing in our folder structure. So we have Chrome driver and we have main.py file. Now let's create a code and let's see whether our WebDriver is working or not. So first we will be importing our WebDriver. Okay, so I'm gonna write from Selenium. Okay, just click on it import WebDriver. So we have imported our WebDriver all over here. So now we have imported our Selenium WebDriver. Now let's create an object. So now, as you can see all over here, I've created a variable called driver and I've instantiated it WebDriver.chrome. Since our web browser is Chrome, so we are using and creating our object of Chrome only. Now you can also do on Firefox. Let's see how many types of web browser it's supported. So you can see we have Chrome, we have Firefox, even we have Edge, okay, we have Safari, okay, so we have Chromium Edge. So you can see these are the web browser which are supported by Selenium for automation testing. Now we will be going to the google.com. In order, we should use the method called .get. Okay, so .get method will help us to navigate to the google.com. Okay, so this is a basic code in which we are seeing that the Python installation of Selenium is working fine or not with the WebDriver. So you can do the following, and we have used driver.get method, okay, and we have placed our URL https://google.com. okay. Now let's run our main.py file, okay. So I'm just gonna click on this run main. Now let's see, okay. So it's very easy. We can see all over here that we are navigated to the google.com, which shows that our Python installation for Selenium WebDriver was awesome. Now let's proceed to the next phase. Now we have successfully completed our installation. Let's proceed to the next phase. Okay, now the next phase says that what are the best practices for Selenium automation. It's a very important topic, so let's not miss it. Now our first point says that using the right locators. QAs need to be skilled users of various locator strategies in order to test the desired web components of a specific application. After all, the test will fail if the test scripts are unable to detect the proper parts. Finding such text areas in the first step in automating the user inputs to the username and password fields on a login page, for instance. Okay, so that you can take one example, and the login process won't function if the script can find the username and the password field. So using the right locators is very important. Okay. The next thing is implementing the page object model. The user interface of a website will inevitably alter as a result of consistently adding a new chance due to rising client expectations. Naturally, locators pertaining to particular UI elements also change. This necessitates the creation of fresh test cases for the same page, which can be time consuming for the QAs. To solve this, one can write test scripts such as utilizing the page object model design pattern. Each web page is viewed as class file in this design paradigm, and each class file contains equivalent web elements. This method simplifies test maintenance and aids in the elimination of code duplication. Additionally, QAs can reuse the current code and make just minor adjustments. Now, third is performing Selenium tests on real hardwares. Running tests on actual devices make a significant impact, despite the fact that there are numerous emulators for Selenium testing across platforms available on the internet. Emulators are merely computer programs that duplicate a device's capabilities. They work better for testing early development phases of code updates. Additionally, not at all device operating system combinations may have emulators, thus making it even harder for QAs to test on desired combination. Fourth one is take screenshots when test fails. Selenium scripts will inevitably crash at some point or another. Finding the cause of failure or detect in the auth or a programming error is a significant problem in this regard. So the test infrastructure is up to snap the screenshots whenever a failure happens to fix this. This will save the testers time and effort by making it much simpler to look into the pinpoint and the reason for the test failure. The fifth one is using the browser compatibility matrix. To begin with, it can be difficult to select a small number of browser and browser versions too, an operating system to use for automated testing. You should make use of browser compatibility matrix to manage this process. A browser compatibility matrix gathers crucial information from several metrics, including target audience, preferences, product analysis, browser, device, and operating system uses statistics. Then it restricts test coverage to a particular range of devices and browsers. Basically, it limits the scope to the most pertinent browser and operating system pairings, which simplifies the procedure. And finally, utilizing the wait commands. Individual online pages take a while to load in the web browsers. The speed at which a website loads can vary depending on the network issues, server problems, or machine configurations. The thread.sleep method, which pauses the automation script for predetermined period of time, is frequently used by QAs to address this issue. This approach isn't the most effective though. A web page may occasionally take longer to load than the allotted time. On the other side, a website may load more quickly than expected, slowing down the execution of the test. Use of Selenium's implicit or explicit wait commands is superior or more effective substitute. So these were the best practices for Selenium automation. Now, the next thing is important to note that we will be learning how to navigating a link using the get method. But earlier, when we were studying about installing Python using Selenium on the PyCharm, okay, so where we checked whether our WebDriver was working or not, and knowing or unknowingly, I already used the get method all over there. So let's just check back and just see how we can navigate a link using a get method. So as you can see, first we have imported the WebDriver from Selenium, okay. Then we created our object of the WebDriver and I named it as driver, okay. Then we used the get method for the navigation of our defined link which we wanted to use, okay. But in this example, I'm going to show you one more link, so that your concept will be clear how you can navigate any link using the get method. Okay, so as you can see all over here, I have navigated to a website called pinkfloyd.com. Okay, so in this website, so I'm going to copy this, okay. Now let's copy this link and let's paste on our this link, okay. Now we have easily pasted all over here. Now we have pasted our URL in the .get method. Now let's run our program and see whether it's working or not. So as you can see, our website got opened with lot of A's. So that's how you can navigate any link using the .get method. Okay. Now let's study about locating strategies. So first one is by element ID. Okay. So we're gonna find the element by its ID. Let's see a hands on it, okay. So our attribute will be finding an element by ID and then we will perform our automation. So as you can see all over here, I have already created a boilerplate of our code. So what we will be doing is, we are going to be navigating to the youtube.com where we are going to find the element by ID and using the column called search, okay. Let me show you what we are going to do. So as you can see all over here, we are navigated to the youtube.com, okay. So I have written all over here Selenium WebDriver tutorial. Let me delete it, okay. Now just click on this icon, okay, and just click here at inspect. Now as you can see all over here, it shows that input ID equals to search. So we got our ID as search. Just copy all over here, okay. Now we have copied this and let me show you how it's gonna run, okay. Now I have also added driver.implicitly wait, which is like a wait functionality which we will learn later, but for right now just leave it, okay. So we have initialized our driver object all over here, okay. Then I am telling that my element equals to driver.find element by ID search, okay. Now let's run our file and let's see whether we are able to find our element or not. So as you can see, our script runs perfect and it's already shows that Chrome is being controlled by the automated test software. So we got our search tab all over here, which shows that it is working pretty well. Okay, now next we are going to locate our element by name, Okay, so find element by name is our next locator strategy. Okay, so I've already created our boilerplate here. So what I'm going to do all over here, so I have navigated basically on the google.com and I'm just going to click all over here. So after clicking on inspect, I can see all over here that the name written all over here is ptnk. Okay, now I'm just going to copy it and paste it all over there. Okay, so here my element is my variable, okay, which is equals to driver.findElement by name, which is equals to btnk, and I'm sending the keys of Selenium. Let's try to run our program and see the output. So as you can see, so our Selenium is written all over here. Okay, so our testing is completed. So in this way, we can find the element by name. And now we will find the element using XPath. But the question is, what is XPath? XPath is basically an expression language created to facilitate the XML document querying or transformation. When you don't have a proper ID or name attribute for the element you want to find, utilizing XPath is one of the key uses for it. If the element does not already have an ID or the name property, you can use XPath to locate it relative to another element that does it. In addition to ID and name, XPath locators can also be used to specify elements via additional properties. Now we have navigated to the yahoo.com. Here I am going to show you how to select the XPath. So we are going to click on the full name and then we'll click on inspect. So after clicking on the full name, you can see a blue line has been indicated. Now I have installed an extension called CrowPath. CrowPath is a very amazing tool provided by Chrome. So in this extension, if you click it on over here, you're gonna get the real path, CSS selector, absolute XPath, and the tag name. Okay, so you can get all for the same. So it's a very good extension. I would recommend you to install it. Okay, now how you can install it, just go down here and just click on CrowPath for Chrome. Okay, so just click on it all over here. Okay, then here will be the option of add this extension. Okay, just add it up and it would show you on your inspection tool. Now we will copy our relative XPath all over here. Okay, so I have copied already. Then I'm just gonna go and paste it all over here. Okay, so this time I'm driver.findElement by XPath. Okay, so we are this time finding the element by XPath. So just remember this, earlier we were finding the element by name. Now we are finding the element by XPath. Just paste it all over here. Okay, now it's all there and I have sent keys at Selenium. Now let's run this file and let me show you it will work as fine. Okay, so you can see all over here it's written Selenium all over here, and this our testing was completed. So in this way you can test your website using XPath. Now we will locate our element using the link test. Link test is basically a kind of hyperlink on a website which is designated by a link test. With the aid of like anchor tag, it can be easily found. On a web page, you can use anchor tags and then the link text to make the hyperlinks. Okay, now I will show you how you can automate the test using the link test ID. Okay, now, so I have created a code boilerplate for you. Okay, so we'll be navigating to the hotstar.com. Okay, and then for finding the element by link text, just type it find element / by link text. Okay, now in this I will provide the text and then I will click on. Same procedure as earlier, very easy. Okay, let's navigate to the website and let's find the element with the anchor tag. So as you can see, I have easily navigated to the hotstar.com. Now click on the movies and do inspection. Now you can see an anchor tag all over here which shows that we can copy the link test and it shows the movies. So kindly copy this. Okay, then after copying this, okay, you can copy like this. Then after copying, just go to your ID, okay, and just paste the movies and dot click. Let's run our command and let's show that this works perfectly fine. I think so it's taking a little bit time to load. Now you can see it has worked perfectly well. Okay. That was all for today's session. I hope so you enjoyed our video on Selenium WebDriver.
Just a quick info, guys. If you want to make a career in cloud computing, then Intellipaat provides an advanced certification on cloud and DevOps by IIT Madras. This course is taught by industry experts and IIT Madras faculty. This course is designed to upskill and land your dream job.